What's up, guys, and welcome back to Tomcat TV. Today I will be watching episode 4 of The Orville New Horizons, so season 3 of The Orville. I love The Orville, and this is kind of for me because I really do enjoy the show, and I know there's been a few people who have been kind of probably starving for reactions to this because not many people are reacting to it, but I really do enjoy it. I'm excited to get into this. I see just literally from the thumbnail on this that I guess they go to maybe the Krill homeworld. I'm not entirely sure. I just know I see like a massive monument, I guess. So this should be incredibly fascinating to see. So I'm really excited to see what exactly happens here. If you enjoy watching The Orville and you like seeing reactions to The Orville, then please go ahead and drop a subscribe and a like, a comment. Tell me everything that you like about The Orville. Tell me some things that maybe you don't like. Maybe start a little bit of a conversation in the comments. That'd be kind of sweet. But like I said, I really enjoy the show, and I like sharing it with people that enjoy it as well. Because my wife definitely doesn't, so she's not a Star Trek fan. She's not a sci-fi fan, honestly. But I do enjoy it. So I am excited to go ahead and get into this. Let's get into this episode of The Orville.
Sacred. Negotiating a treaty.
They have a coup going on.
For their benefits.
You're also forgetting about the fact that, like, literally, you need help to defend yourself against the, what are they called? Or Isaac's people. Kazon. Kazon? No. Kalon. Yeah. Such a great opening. I'm gonna say that every single time this opens. Love it so much. There for a while, I did like nothing but research like warp speed. And I think everything I researched said that basically light speed doesn't seem to be possible, but warp speed is theoretically possible. Tomorrow, tomorrow, I love you. Tomorrow, you're only a day away. That's so fun. I enjoy the movie Annie. Who has seen the movie Annie? I'm sure probably most of you people, right? That was one of my mom's favorite movies, which meant that I watched all the time. It was good. Great musical, great music.
The sun will come out tomorrow.
In our culture,
that's quite haunting.
The sun is a symbol of suffering and death.
Yes, in retrospect, Oklahoma might have been a better choice. The performance depicted a time of tremendous
Man, it's been a while since I've seen Oklahoma. I need to watch that again, actually. I don't remember it very well.
It wasn't until we advanced beyond the need to buy and sell things that our world became a more stable place.
Yeah, good luck with that.
I'd say we're doing pretty well.
I think part of the problem nowadays is just a lot of lack of moral commonality. There's not really like a good common moral standard between everybody or anybody, really, honestly.
And the salvation of all our worlds.
Who is that? He's in something else. I'm certain of it. It's hard to tell him though. He's all made up though.
Once the people of Krill see you for themselves, as I have, they will understand you are not the soulless monsters my opponent would have them believe.
That's so funny. I feel like he's dressed really similarly to how he was in A Million Ways to Die in the Old West.
Oh my god, you had a pub crawl through history as a classic.
That's funny.
Oh my god.
What?
This town
the mustache.
will not accommodate the numerical totality of our combined mass.
This town ain't big enough for two of us.
This is amazing. We're so grateful.
I'd be freaking terrified. My gosh.
So head back to Earth immediately.
You know you're like a serious risk of assassination, straight up.
You know what the best part is?
What?
He had no idea we've been drinking.
Oh my gosh, I love the humor. Seth MacFarlane's humor is just so much fun. It's so my type of humor. This is great. He had no idea we've been drinking.
I call a capitulation of cowards.
Calm down. Hey, calm down. You're getting emotional. Don't get too mad. It's a joke. It's a joke.
If no one fills it with hope, someone will fill it with fear. Regardless of the outcome, we have to assume Taleah will do everything in her power to undermine the Alliance.
See, the problem is, too, is I feel like the establishment of the current, like, status quo
If there are any insights,
is way too comfortable. I don't feel like there's a whole lot of passion for the hope, but there's a lot of passion for the fear here.
3 Krill battle cruisers are closing on our position.
Never. Sometimes it's slightly sketchy. It is slightly nerve-wracking to think at any given moment they could just, like, snipe you.
Sir, I'm happy to take the helm if you want.
you asking if I'm as sharp as I used to be?
No, sir. Not at all.
When I called you from Earth, I knew you and Kelly were drunk.
Point made, sir.
That's funny.
Shuttle's yours.
Wow. I love the purples, blues, and greens that you're seeing. It's really kind of neat.
You know, Ensign, this is history in the making. Perhaps you'd like to join us as an observer, if your captain has no objections.
None, Admiral.
Very well.
Yeah.
Come on.
Let her be part of it. That'd be huge. Massive. Dang, I love the set on this. It's really good. I don't know why it slightly reminds me of like Harry Potter for some reason. Like a mixture of like the Ministry and the Chamber of Secrets for some reason. I don't know why. Maybe just because, I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy. I could be.
That's fantastic.
My God, could we get a case of this?
Take great pride in our cuspid crops. We will all have reason.
Is he gonna get assassinated though?
Come.
That's a
please.
solid question to ask. Oh, look, maybe he'll get assassinated and then they'll blame the humans.
He has prevailed in the last 7 districts.
But you're still ahead, right?
Nope. Not good. That means you guys are in danger
What's happening?
if Taleah wins.
Districts are being counted.
They will have no bearing on the final outcome. The circle of
I
clarity
mean, obviously this was gonna happen, but, oh man.
to sanctify.
When the margin of victory is this narrow, a challenge is always honored.
He's gonna die.
Certain that once it
Yep, immediately she's gonna kill him.
Corin. What?
Treason.
Working fast.
Orders? It's not an election. It's just a coup. Paco, contact
Yeah, it does actually kind of feel like a coup.
Fate belongs to Avis now.
You have no right
The blue guy's gonna die. Oh.
Sir, are you all right?
Oh, he's the president of their, I keep wanting to call them the Federation. What do they call it again? I don't remember. I just call them the Federation, I guess.
What the hell are you doing?
The treaty has been nullified. Supreme Chancellor Taleah has called for your imprisonment.
I'm sorry, what?
Surrender your vessel.
What?
Prepare. You will not be warned again.
Any word?
Yeah, this is a problem with going to a place like this. It's just so, like, volatile, I feel like.
Aye, sir.
Because there's such differing, like, extremes, I feel like, I don't know.
Hard about, return fire!
It's so cool.
Never heard of it. That's because I just made it up.
Gordon's my boy.
Then it is my duty as Supreme Chancellor to see that justice is done.
Stab right in the heart, right? Actually, where's his heart? I wonder, he's a crow. It's obviously gonna be on the left side instead of the right. Oof. Unless that's his heart. Dadgum. It's pretty casual murder there.
They too shall face justice.
Jeez, come on. Calm down. Just... Okay, there's no deal. Just let us go.
We never should have brought you along.
She would have died
There's no way this
out there in
doesn't
that
mean a
ship.
declaration of war with the Krill, right?
She still blames him, right? For the death of her family.
Do anything from in here.
I can't remember. Did he actually do it? Because I know there's obviously a deeper context to it, because they're clearly a threat to him and a threat to his ship. I know he spied, but I can't remember if he actually like straight up killed them or not. No, he did. Like all of them except for like her and the kids, right? Kept them all alive. Him and Gordon.
Looks like you're an uptown girl now. Billy Joel.
Warren's influence has diminished considerably. Ask him yourself if you would like. You will find him in the center of the capital square. Or at least his head.
You killed him.
Most men who lose
Yeah,
their
immediately.
heads tend to die. Yes.
How could you do that?
Jeez.
Taleah, that's not who you are.
So cold,
A
too.
year later, you still cling to an illusion I created. I promised my people the blood of the Union contingent. You and your colleagues are to be executed in the morning.
So you want me dead too?
I did not know you were part of the delegation.
Huh.
Taleah, there's an old Earth verse. My name is Ozymandias,
Hmm.
King of Kings. Look upon my works, ye mighty, and despair.
And Ozymandias is also an amazing episode of Breaking Bad, so one of the greatest episodes in all of television.
I am glad we had the chance to talk one last
Problem
time.
is now she can't renege on it because she'll like look weak if she changes her mind and lets them go. At this point, it's not even necessarily about wanting him dead or anything.
Turn to Earth while you still can.
You know goddamn well I'm not leaving without that delegation.
You are becoming emotional, Commander. But then that was always the concern, was it not?
And you also know I don't back down from a fight.
Ed is gone,
She's
Commander.
getting sassy.
Perhaps you should do what you have done before when this happens. Run to the arms of another.
Boom. Slam.
And if you re-enter,
But then we kind of figure out that wasn't entirely your fault.
see home again.
Or at least we suspect as much.
Acknowledged a formal state of war.
Yes, it has.
Dang.
Commander, what's the status?
Not ideal.
21.
Still in progress, sir. It's gonna need more time.
Oh. Directed 21. Was it a disguise sort of thing? Like an infiltration? Ed, you're looking awfully Obi-Wan right now. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Who are you?
Who
All will be explained. Now move!
was he being taken by anybody and everybody? I don't even know anymore. So who was he with before? I'm like... Oh, whoa. What?
She is yours.
What do you mean?
She is your daughter.
What? What? Bruh? Did I know this?
Taleah.
Was this something that was hinted at, that she was pregnant? I don't think it was it? Dang. Is this real? Is this true?
Can I talk to her?
It's just a show, Kyle. Sorry, I'm a daddy. I have a daughter.
Anaya,
That's a pretty name.
what's yours?
I'm Ed.
That's a funny name. You look funny. I have lots of toys, and I get to eat whatever I want.
Sounds pretty good.
I cannot believe it.
I'll show you.
This is such an insane twist. Who was he with? Who was grabbing him before they got shot? I just don't even know. I did not expect this.
Do you feel shame?
Shame? Why would you feel shame?
You must show the child to all of Krill.
That she decided to let you live.
Oh, that's the people who were taking her,
That's
right?
why she released you. We have an informant in her security detail. The guards had orders to take you back to your ship.
That's really interesting. This adds a whole new layer to
We're gonna
this.
ride back to the capital.
I can't imagine meeting my daughter and just after not even knowing, and then having the strength to leave again to try to save lives and save a society or save a world. Best job in the world being a dad, I tell ya. Being a parent, really.
You were gonna let me go.
You stupid fool. Why did you come back here? I do not wish to kill you.
I've seen Anaya.
What? She will have a better life away from the scornful eyes of the public.
I'm trying to change the public.
She is living
No.
proof of that.
We created
No,
a life
no,
together, Taleah.
no,
Well, then what
no.
did you have her for? What did you have her for if you were just gonna keep her locked away like some kind of criminal?
How human of you to ask that question. But then you terminate life with abandon, do you not?
Who are they?
parents to a child who will never be.
Are you my mother? I would have loved so much to be with you. I wish you had not sent me away.
Jesus Christ, Taleah. Is this the kind of world you want your daughter to grow up in? Our daughter.
Why is it considered so, inhuman or inhumane or whatever, or cruel to give a little bit of life to people's actions? I don't know.
Today, they will know justice.
The president is going to be the first to die in it. Dang. How do you even come back from this? What the heck? Dadgum. Yeah, this is Dr. Finn, and oh, nice. Is there any way he can go get his daughter? You need to take her with you. Dag freaking gummit. Dang. I didn't expect the stakes to get this high in this episode. My goodness. Oof.
Easy, John.
Sorry. You try to fly that thing, right? I just keep hoping that Ed's gonna be able to go back for his daughter. It's probably just not possible at this point without getting himself killed and getting other people killed trying to save him. Whoa. Not good at all. Holy cow. Dadgum. How many ships did they lose throughout this whole thing? Jeez. They had to have lost people. How many people ended up probably getting captured too because of how many ships were damaged and couldn't get away? I'm sure something like that probably happened.
Anaya.
Revealing her could force Taleah's hand.
Admiral.
Yeah.
She didn't ask to be born into the eye of a storm. And I gotta be honest, I'm not so sure Taleah wouldn't make her disappear just to protect the regime.
I hate the idea of leaving her there.
Miss her. Is that weird to say? I don't even know her. And I miss her.
You want to have breakfast with me?
Now I can stick and breathe. My goodness. I did not expect the stakes on this to get so freaking insane and so intense. Like, not just intense as far as action goes, but intense as far as like emotions goes, honestly. Because I mean, I'm very, very I don't know, sensitive is the right word. I'm very much I'm a dad, you know. I mean, I love my daughter so freaking much. And I definitely understand what he's saying. I mean, like, if I was to have a daughter that I had no idea even existed and then met her, I mean, I would definitely miss her. I mean, I miss my daughter right now, especially after watching this stuff. I miss my daughter right now. I'd really much like to hold her, actually. Dang. That was really good. I really enjoyed that. But, and see, that's the thing is, I don't even know what to say. That was a really good twist. That was a really good twist, and I'm excited to see more having to do with it. And by the end of this, I want to see him have his daughter and be able to have regular access to his daughter. Not only just from, like, I want that for his character. I want that for his character, but I also want that for the story. I think that'd be really good for the story and for the characters as far as the writing goes. If you can have, you know, a kid on board the Orville, that'd be a very interesting dynamic to explore, especially him having a kid, especially considering the relationship between Kelly and Ed, to see how that goes and how Kelly relates to Ed's kid, and how Anaya, I think Anaya, reacts to the fact that Ed is her father. That would be kind of interesting. So I'm really kind of curious to see where this goes. It's really frustrating for me that in one breath on this show, they seemingly value children significantly, and that he loves his daughter, even though he doesn't get to see her or anything like that, or even that she grows up on a planet that holds a bunch of ideals that he disagrees with. Or even that she doesn't have like the life that he thinks she should have and that he would want for her. But he values children so much, but then in the next breath, he's acting like, well, because her life is so terrible, or because she's being kept captive, she should be dead? I mean, or why didn't, I mean, I know he was making a point of like, well, why did you even have the kid in the first place if you're gonna just like lock her away and hide her from everybody? So I understand he's making a point, but then acting like, I don't know, just the whole like acting like they're monsters for like showing consequences to the actions of the people who aborted their child. I mean, like, is it that her life, I mean, you know that kid. That kid's happy that that she's alive, that she's got the life that she has toys, she's having fun. Yeah, I mean, she's cooped up and she's kept in secret, but she's happy. She's happy to be alive. But the people who go and they kill their kid, they have an abortion, they don't allow that kid to have a choice. They don't allow that kid to be able to make the choice to make their life a good one. And they don't give themselves an opportunity to try to make that kid's life a good one. Because kids definitely, I mean, as much as they make your life more complicated and they do make it more difficult and stressful and all those things, they do make it like pretty much 100% better. I mean, you always, my life improved a lot whenever I married my wife. And then my life improved a lot more even in addition to that once I had my child. And then as my child grows and becomes her own person, I mean, obviously she's still real little. I mean, she's 1.5 years old. She's still like real little, but she's got such a personality to her now, and I see it. I see me in her, and I see my wife in her, and that is such a treasure. And the thing is children are to be treasured. And I think a big problem with our society is that there's not a whole lot of common treasuring of children. That children are just viewed as a burden to basically be scraped off your boot at the nearest inconvenience. If they inconvenience you slightly, you just, you know, scrape them off like dog crap. I mean, it's not acceptable. And I'm really incredibly passionate about this because children are to be valued. Children are our future. And children are to be, they're our future. They're our next generation. They are the ones who are going to create the societies of tomorrow. They're the ones, and it's really important that especially that you have those children, and then if you don't put them up for adoption, that you keep them and you try to raise them right. You try to teach them the right morals. I mean, it's okay if you don't think that you're capable of it, but you just have that baby and then you pass that baby, you give that baby to somebody who can make the right decisions. And I don't know how much of this I'm gonna keep in, but just because I don't want to necessarily make this channel political. I might make another one at some point that might be political, and I know there's gonna be a lot of people who disagree with me. But whenever, I don't think I've talked about this any. I have in like edited versions of this, so I've cut it out. But my wife and I, we had twins. They were our first set of children, or our first children. It's a boy and a girl, and they went to 21 weeks and then they didn't make it. And I held my 21-week-old children in my arms. Those were babies, you know? That child deserved a life. My children deserved a life, and the children that are just thrown away They deserve a life, and I'm not wanting to appeal to you emotionally. The people who are watching this who believe that that's perfectly acceptable, and I think most people don't believe that at 21 weeks the children should be aborted, and I understand that. But where does it end? And that's my problem, is just where does it end? Where does it all of a sudden conveniently become like their life is worth less than the inconvenience that they're causing? I don't understand how that makes any sense. And you know what? I think I'm going to keep this in, because I'm not going to shy away from the truth. And I think a huge problem now is this is just a huge swath of society that pushes all sorts of falsehoods, that they push the convenience of pretty much everything, that your way, this humanism, that basically means that your rights trumps basically everybody else's rights. Like, you say you have a right to not being inconvenienced trumps the right of the child's right to live, to be able to life and the pursuit of happiness. Why? And you know, I'm gonna probably stop talking about it. And like, again, I don't want to really argue about this too much, because this is an argument that will never end. And there's a lot of people who are aggressively passionate about wanting to abort children, which blows my mind. And I don't want to ostracize people. I don't. I want to be able to have these conversations, but I also don't want to I don't like being at odds with people, if that makes sense. This is something I firmly believe. I believe children should be valued, and instead of being viewed as a burden. And I think that starts with people stop talking like they're such burdens. Kids are hard. Kids are difficult. It's not easy. I mean, I know my daughter is a handful. She's definitely high maintenance. But the rewards so much outweigh any of the cost. I mean, I think about how much further I'd be on my YouTube channel if I wasn't having to stay up until 2 in the morning every night to try to edit and do all that stuff. Because, you know, stuff I could be doing maybe during the day if I didn't have, you know, a daughter. But the thing is, I do, and I'd much rather never have gained any success on this YouTube channel and deal with the inconvenience of, you know, having to take care of a child all the time than not have her at all. I'm incredibly happy she's in my life, and she's a treasure. And I am so blessed to have a child to call my own. Children are a blessing. I tell you, honestly, I couldn't imagine being Ed. I mean, like, to get back to the show, I couldn't imagine being Ed and then finding out you have a daughter and then having to leave. It's insane. It's insane. As far as this episode goes, it was really, really good. I really enjoyed it. It brought stakes that I didn't expect to go. I saw performances from Seth MacFarlane, a performance from Seth MacFarlane that I really enjoyed, honestly. Him meeting his daughter, I think it was spot on. I think it was really good. His interactions there felt like a proud father. You know, honestly, that's really what it felt like, and it felt very genuine. And I was very happy to see it. And I think the way that the choices the characters made in this, I felt very realistic. It felt true to their characters, Taleah and with Ed and with Kelly. And so I'm really kind of curious to see where a lot of this goes. But I really did enjoy this, and I'm excited to see what happens next. So again, I do want to mention that, obviously, understand I'm not trying to ostracize anybody. I'm not trying to make anybody mad. I'm not trying to call anybody out. I'm not trying to guilt anybody. I'm just trying to get people to think critically and to think past themselves as far as what they think they are owed by society as far as abortion goes. And think about what's important on just a basic moral standpoint. I think it is a basic morality issue that we let children have a life. Let them have the choice to be able to live their life and to be able to pursue happiness and be able to make the best of what happened, you know, to them. Even if their life, even if their growing up is not the best, even if it's something to where they have terrible parents. I know somebody, I'm not going to say specific names, but his mother was pretty much not super like there all the time, and his dad, he doesn't even know his dad. He never met him. And then his older brother was out hanging with a friend, doing drugs, doing all that all the time. He basically had the life of somebody you would expect to kind of run off the rails. But this man never even went to college. I mean, he didn't go to college, but he owns now not one but 2 businesses, and he has a family that loves him and that respects him, trusts him for guidance, depends on him, and he loves his family more than anything else. It's very easy to try to view children as clumps of cells or just as a burden or an inconvenience. It makes it a lot easier to make those kinds of decisions, but it doesn't make it right. I really enjoyed this episode. It was really well done. A lot of good character moments. I loved Ed's interactions with his daughter. I think that was just very genuine, very sweet, very well done. And Seth MacFarlane's performance, I thought, felt very real, and it felt like it should when it comes to a man interacting with his daughter for the first time. It feels so right. Really enjoyed that. Enjoyed Kelly and how she seems to be taking that news in stride. And kind of almost alluding to, I don't know, it definitely feels like there's something going to happen between them. So I'm really curious to see where that's going to go. And I think that Taleah is going to end up dying. I don't know if she's going to be able to bring herself to make the right decision. I really would love to see, just because as a recap, I'd really like to see somehow Anaya end up on the Orville with Ed and her be a reoccurring character on the Orville, going to classes, stuff like that. I think that would add an interesting layer to it. But I'm really curious to see. The stakes hit levels I really didn't expect, so I'm excited to see more of what happens with that. And this is a really good season. I feel like the season is improving as it goes along. I loved the first episode of this season with Isaac's attempted suicide. Second season felt pretty generic, kind of. It was just like, oh, just a kind of one-off sort of episode, fun. Third episode, loved it, great. And then this episode was incredible. I really loved it. I loved the implications of the stakes that have been built up here. So I'm really excited. That being said, I don't think there's anything else I can say. I really enjoy this show. I love the Orville. I love anything kind of Star Trek related, and like, again, it is a love letter to Star Trek, and specifically Next Generation, in my opinion. But I am really excited to see what happens next. I do think that if you want to see what happens next, or see me react to, I guess, what happens next, then go ahead and please subscribe and like this video. Obviously, subscribing to see more, like to tell me that you enjoyed it, and comment down below your thoughts on this episode and what you think of Ed having a daughter, which is insane. What do you think of that? Let me know down in the comments down below. Just don't spoil any new episodes for me. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.